It takes money to make money. If you're low on cash, say you're a stay-at-home mom, or say you have a job, but it's not paying you enough to have extra cash to invest into your business, or maybe you're on disability, keep watching this video because I'm going to share with you my top 4 ways for how you can find side gigs or part-time online freelancing work that you can do from home. Hi, my name is May, and I help makers, artists, and designers create a consistent income from selling their handmade products online. Now, this video is definitely a little bit off topic because it's not exactly about selling handmade, right? But I do believe that a lot of people's journey with their own handmade business will benefit from this information. If you've watched my other video about the 4 stages of handmade business, you'll hear me talk about that first stage where you're waiting to make your first $1,000, and the second stage is making that $10,000 sales level for the year. You're probably going to be in those first 2 stages for months, if not years. And that's not even a lot of money to make, and it's probably not enough to support you. That doesn't mean you should give up on your dreams to build a business where you're selling products that you love making. But it does take time for your own business to build momentum, and until it does, you have to have a plan for how to support yourself financially and your family if you have one, and your business as well. One of my other videos, I talk about some more controversial myths about running a handmade business, and in that, I talk about how running a business is actually really expensive to do. Now, when this video comes out, everyone will probably be in the thick of this whole coronavirus crisis, and a lot of people are getting laid off. So I'm hoping that this video will also help if you're in that situation. Now, when I graduated from college with a math degree, actuarial science to be specific, no one would hire me because I was an immigrant and I needed a special visa to work in America, and those visas were really expensive for companies to pay for. So no one wanted to pay that extra money to hire me. Plus, I wasn't exactly the best student in class anyway. So when I decided to take my business full-time in 2011, I also ended up taking a part-time work-from-home job that I found on Craigslist. So this is my first recommendation for you. It's not necessarily the best place to find work, but depending on where you live, I definitely wouldn't discount it. And I mean, considering Craigslist was also where I found all of my production and shipping assistance for Tiny Hands, my handmade jewelry business, I think it's definitely a valid place to look for work. Now, I know Craigslist kind of has a sketchy reputation, but you just need to be careful about telling which posts are sketchy and which are not. Because there are a lot of well-meaning, real good and honest people and businesses and jobs on there. So the work I got was actually for an e-commerce web designer, and it turns out everything that was listed as the job's responsibilities were things I was already doing for Tiny Hands at the time. This was back in Minneapolis, and this job was for a local video effects company. It was a team of 4 people. They kind of had a hippie vibe to them. They biked to work. They were super casual, and actually they were super nice people. And get this. Not only was the job a really good fit for what I had experience with, they were also paying $1,000 per month on retainer, and I could work from home. The retainer part, for those of you who don't know, I just get paid a flat monthly fee, and any work they give me, I have to do regardless of how many hours I end up taking to do it. If I take up more time, that's on me. They're not going to pay me more. So some months there was very little work to do, and other months it was super busy. So overall it just evened out. I loved working for them, and I quit almost about 2 years of working with them. And when I did, I remembered actually having nightmares of guilt for leaving them because I was so grateful to them for being a source of money that I would use to invest into my handmade business. And really the only reason I quit was because my business got to grow so much, and I couldn't split my time between that and working for them anymore. So definitely pay attention to Craigslist. My second recommendation for you is to check out a site called Upwork.com. I do almost all of my hiring on there. Upwork is like an online marketplace for hiring help. You can set up a profile as a freelancer on there, and every month you get points that you can use to apply for jobs. Now, Upwork is completely global, unlike Craigslist, which is limited to local jobs for the most part. That means that there's a lot more work that you can find on Upwork. But at the same time, there's also going to be a lot more competition, especially from freelancers who live in second and third world countries who can afford to be paid a much lower hourly rate. Having said that, don't let that discourage you. There are certain jobs that people from certain countries are good at, like you'll find a lot of virtual assistants are from the Philippines, and a lot of programmers and coders are from Pakistan or Ukraine. I've found that good graphic designers are harder to find on Upwork, and it's definitely a skill set with lower competition. But literally any work that can be done online, you can find work for that on Upwork. If you're good at writing, you could be a ghostwriter, a proofreader, an editor, an article or a blog post writer. You could even write product descriptions for other shops. If you're good at illustration or watercolor painting, you could be an artist creating children's book art or graphics for things like social media or packaging. If you're a good people person, you can do customer service for other businesses. There are so many businesses on Upwork and so many jobs to be had. So when I hear people complaining about not having jobs, I'm always like,
well, you obviously haven't heard of Upwork or this whole idea of freelancing from home.
A lot of people are doing it, and in fact, there's been a rise in freelancing over the years. So the biggest tip I want to give you if you decide to join Upwork is when you apply for jobs, personalize your application to the business owner. That's definitely going to help you stand out among other freelancers applying for that same job. Do some lower paying jobs initially to get some work history on your profile as well as reviews and ratings from other business owners. So when you do go after the higher paying jobs, it won't look like you're starting completely from scratch with no reviews and ratings, and the person hiring can read all of that past client feedback and have confidence that they can trust and hire you. If this video is helpful so far, I'd really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, or subscribe. This really helps this video get seen by more people on YouTube. Third, check out another site called Fiverr.com. That's Fiverr with 2 R's. Fiverr is very similar to Upwork, except their format is slightly different. It's still an online marketplace where sellers can post listings for what they're selling. They have a ton of different categories of services. Like, there are people on there selling a service where they'll sing happy birthday for you, or you can get tarot card readings, or get a love spell done for you, or you can find writers who will write a Tinder profile for you. Like, those are maybe all in the lifestyle category. But there is definitely a business category where you can list writing services, design services, video editing services, like whatever online tasks a business needs, you can probably find it on there. Between Upwork and Fiverr, I would say that longer term relationships are more common on Upwork. Fiverr is more of like a one-time task or project, and once it's done, it's done. But there's no reason why you couldn't have clients on both sites. But I think Upwork would be more lucrative in the long run. My fourth recommendation for you is Facebook groups. A lot of Facebook groups are created by other business owners, and there are a lot of them that are doing very well, especially groups with lots of people in them. These businesses often have teams and freelancers that they hire to help them run their business. And every few times a year, you can rest assured knowing they're going to need more help. My business owner friends are always looking for help. And the nice thing about Facebook groups is you'll most likely hear about job availabilities in those groups. If it wasn't the group owner hiring, then it's also very likely, especially if it's a group for business owners, that the members of that group will also post hiring threads. Facebook groups are a little bit harder to get work from because unlike Fiverr or Upwork, there's no accountability system. Like, there's no reviews or ratings, and it's usually word of mouth or you putting your name in the hat when someone starts a thread saying they need to hire someone. So you have to be a little bit more of a hustler and take more initiative and be proactive about finding work through Facebook groups. I have seen how it can sometimes be like a popularity contest, where if you're a very active person in the group and people like you because you're super helpful, that don't be surprised if other members start recommending you for a job if someone's hiring. My suggestion, if you want to go this route, is to pick just a few Facebook groups to be a part of and look for ones that have like at least 20,000 people in it. That's usually a sign that the creator of the group is making at least multiple six figures in their business and is in a position to hire help. And also look for groups that are more B2B, which stands for business to business. That means the group will be filled with other businesses and not just regular people who don't have their home business. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more helpful tips like this for your handmade business. If you have a friend who might benefit from this information, please share this with them as well. And stay on to watch this next video on the screen for more business tips and advice. Thanks for watching.